7, 8, 9, or
10.
yes,
No. Opening up with a yawn and a scream. Duality is a thing.
Sorry. Nobody can tell I was yawning.
I
I
felt
was
like I
up late
was
last
one.
night. We had an emergency. My audio was messed up for episode. What episode was that? 335. Monty hit us up like, Antoinette, you're in a wind tunnel. I said, no, I wasn't. I listened to it, and apparently I was. Worked it on out though. Not the best audio. Apologies in advance, but not terrible. Better than what it was going to be.
What it was going
So
to be.
it was been to be
What the
in the
hell?
trash. But here we are. Long night, but we made it. There was a will and there was a way. How are you, Sheila?
Hallelujah. I'm okay. I'm all right. Um,
We matching today.
we are. Look at us.
Look at our hairstyles.
It's like a spiritual thing. You know what I mean? I feel like this is a very spiritual head hairstyle. You know, a line in the center of your head. You don't feel like
Splitting
that?
our
This.
atoms open.
Oh.
Oh,
We're connecting us to a higher power, keeping our. I don't know, but uh, I did notice that. I want to shout out. I don't have much to say. I want to shout out the Around the Way Curls listeners after I asked about the Jazz Fest and your input as well. Gave a lot of information and a lot of like encouragement to do the Jazz Fest, and so I did sign up, and I'm gonna try to get Sable down there. It's a free 3-day jazz festival, free.
I
Philly
love
could
it.
never.
Yes, they could.
We
Don't
had
say
one
that.
and they shut it down. They used to have the Ogon Squirrel Jazz Festival, and they
They
was gonna
did. And we
nig.
used to go because we used
They
to go
shut
to
it down.
Relish. Is it still called Relish?
It was Ogon's Grill at that time.
Oh, right, duh.
That was my first job.
We ain't been there in a minute. We should
I
go
think
back.
Relish is closed down because Relish is brunch.
Is it really closed down?
Yeah, I think
Damn.
it's replaced by another black soul food restaurant,
All
and
right.
as it should be.
Amen.
But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be down there, and so because this is so far away, I live in Philly. This is in Atlanta. If you are interested in helping, if you're interested in vending, if you are an ATL and you have experience as a sales associate, if you want to come and help and be paid, of course, I would really love to meet you and talk about the
Oh,
possibilities. Again, this is 3 days. This is a Memorial Day weekend, the 25th to the 27th. Is that right? It's the Saturday through Monday. So you'd have to be available all those days, including that Friday. So Friday through Monday, maybe even Thursday through Monday, I would need your availability. Um, I would love to meet you, and I would love for your guidance as well because I don't live in Atlanta. So feel free to email me at the Sable, Sable, collective, COLLECTIVE at gmail.com. Subject ATL Jazz Fest.
sorry.
Why would you do that?
I'm thinking about when you were like, not to be confused with the Disabled Collective.
Why would I say
And I
that?
was like, oh
Did
my
you
God.
hear me? Did you
Yes.
hear me say that?
Yes. I was standing
Because
front row with Amanda.
Amanda didn't get it. That was crazy.
Girl, I said, no, because I was standing there with the man. I said, did you hear what she just said? And she said, no, she ain't say that. I said, she did.
Because people do say that. They say the disabled collective? That's awesome. And I was like, no disrespect to the disabled, differently able community, but no, that is not it.
No, if you had to be there because there was definitely a person there that,
Anyway,
anyway.
girl.
Um, Around the Way Curls is on the move. Around the Way Curls is coming to Canada, y'all. Thelma
Can
and Louise. Oh, sing. Go ahead.
Canada.
What?
Why did you? Your face literally went like this.
No, it didn't.
It was disgust.
No, it didn't.
It did.
Stop.
We're gonna play that back,
I'm
and it
gonna
went like
watch
this.
it on Patreon because no, it didn't.
It did.
Don't do that.
I
I just don't know what that is.
It's
What
from
is that?
Oh God, now Joni Mitchell. Anyway, y'all don't
Sorry.
listen to Joni Mitchell. Apparently, she's canceled as well. Joni
What?
spent like 10 years in blackface that I did not know.
What?
She had a whole album in blackface.
Googling it right now.
I did
Joni
not know.
Mitchell. For real?
Yeah, and she
No,
defended
she
it. She was,
didn't.
yes, she said she was like, I want to be a jazzy black man, and she put on this whole avant-garde costume with blackface, and his name was like Otis or something.
Joni Mitchell's problematic history of wearing blackface.
And for years, like to this day.
Oh my God! Everybody go look. Everybody stop. Have you seen it? Shanti, have you seen it?
Yeah, and I don't want to let her go. I don't want to let her go. It's a whole costume. She's not playing.
Me, has anyone seen this? Holy shit.
I know. It's really
I did not know I needed this. Why would she do that? Wait, look.
It's the aviator in the purple suit. She's fucking it up.
So what is that skin color? Now that is mocha. I hate her for that. Why did she do that? I can't wait to have a conversation with somebody about this. Anyway, I don't know how to stop sharing.
I wish I never would have brought that up.
I'm so grateful. Thank you. Anyway, Around the Way Curls is on the move. We are headed to Canada. Thelma and Louise are driving up so I can get a haircut.
Nissan Maxima. That's the most hood.
First of all, it's a Nissan Altima. I'm
Thelma
one
and
tier
Louise.
down. Not even a Maxima.
The most hood ass
Ultima.
Thelma and Louise.
Whatever. And guess what? We are looking for we're specifically going to be in Toronto. So we're looking for our Canadian Toronto listeners to help us out. Tell us, one, where we should eat, and two, where we can link up with y'all. We want to pick a bar and say, hey, y'all, come link. Let's all get drinks here on April 6th on Saturday at, I don't know, we old, so like what, 8:30, 9?
I would love to go dancing too. If y'all could show us where to dance.
Shake a little tail feather, something like that. Hit us up, not in the DM because we won't see it. Send us an email, aroundthewaycurls@gmail.com. Leave us a voicemail. I don't know that number off the top of my head.
Of the recommendations via Instagram as well when I asked.
Oh, you do? People already started? Oh, maybe do
Yeah.
DM because Shanti checked the DM. I'm not in there anymore. Anyway, tweet us, whatever way. Please let us
Don't
know,
put it in
and
the
we would
DM.
love to see y'all. Okay, don't do it. On another note, I had a lovely conversation with one of our male listeners, Owen. Shout out to Owen, that sweet being. I was on the train and I felt this person. He kept looking at me, and I was like, yo, I know I look tore up today, but this is crazy. And he was like, excuse me, and he like held up his phone and he was literally listening to Around the Way Curls as I sat there. And I was like, oh my God. Had a wonderful conversation around politics and all kinds of stuff. So shout out to Owen. You know who you
sweet
are.
baby Owen.
He was a sweet baby too. He's under 30 and politically activated and motivated. I said, hallelujah. In other news, Apple has me stressed out. This is on the heels of, today is March 21st. It's Thursday at 9:13 p.m. Apple's actually getting sued.
By the U.S. government, right?
Yes.
God damn.
Yes. Getting sued
Yes.
for being a monopoly. Very interesting there. Can't really disagree. But I was at Apple. I met another Around the Way Curls listener. As soon as I walked in, and this is after hot yoga, so I was really looking bad. If Owen Owen got me tricky, she got me down. I was down bad. Sis, shout out to Treasure. Her name is Treasure.
What a name. Your
Let
mother
me
did
show
good.
let me show you this sister's hair. Cause I was like, wow, look at her hair. And I'm Treasure, don't worry, your face can't be seen. Look at her hair.
Come
How
on. What did
cute is that?
Oh my
They're
Oh,
like
she has
little
little lock
gems.
gems.
Yes. How
Yes, I love a
cute
lock
is that?
gem. Lock sparkles.
Treasure hooked me up, sold me my Apple AirPod Pro Generation 2s. This is because I had my other AirPods on a keychain. I opened the keychain up, AirPods gone. Whole case gone. So somebody got a whole case with the AirPods attached. Congratulations to you. Because I lose shit. So I go into Apple. I need to get them replaced because I need them for work. Whatever. I'm feeling good. I got the new ones. I upgraded. Cool, cool, cool. Then the gentleman that I'm seeing sends me a goddamn Instagram thing saying Apple reportedly filed a patent for its AirPods to feature electrodes that detect brain electrical activity.
What in the
This is
sci-fi?
exactly back in 2023. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office published an application filed by Apple. The tech giant mentioned a wearable electronic device that is comprised of a processor that is arranged to identify active electrodes for sensing biosignals.
What the fuck did that
Electrical
mean though?
electrical
What?
activity. Listen, I'm about to tell you, biosignals are electrical activity of a brain of a user. So basically, they about to make some AirPods that go in your ear and it can basically detect what your brain is thinking and how your brain is responding to it.
Well, that might be in competition with Elon Musk, who has a device for people who can move shit with their brain. There was a quadriplegic person that had headphones in and was like doing stuff on a computer, moving a mouse on the computer with his mind.
Wow.
I don't know if it's the same thing because I don't know
I
what you
don't
just
know if
said,
it's the
but
same thing either, but all I know
probably
is
is.
it makes me nervous. I don't know if I
Weird.
want to put headphones on
Girls, too
and
late. The
have, oh
It's too
man, I
late.
miss the
The
days
amount
of
of
the Walkman. You know,
Yeah,
the you just put some headphones on. They didn't go in anywhere. You had your little plug and nobody
fuck it
was
up
the
with the big
wiser.
disc. You know what
The
I mean?
and not the
Pearl
CD
colored.
man, specifically the Walkman.
Oh, I like
Cuz
the
the
CD
CD
man.
man skipped.
I mean,
Walkman ain't never skipped.
depends. Got the sports one.
Oh, you had money. You was
I did it.
working,
I
but you
was
was
living.
working. You had different kind of. Mm. Must be nice. But listen, Apple has me stressed. But shout outs to Treasure, because I'm still in the Matrix. That's it. Those are my updates.
Scare me. If you'd like to help us, we need your help. Please rate, subscribe, share, review this podcast. If you're an OG or a new listener, you can show up and show out for us by participating in any of those actions. They help vet us. People, I don't buy a t-shirt online unless I look at the review. And some people don't really listen to podcasts unless they see the review and see, are these people that like me? Are they like me? Are they similar to me, rather? Is this my tribe? Leave a review, subscribe, share. If you would like to help us financially, which we do need help in, this gives us resources to help grow this podcast, to hire teams so that we can give you the best technology and programming available to our capacity. But you help that capacity with the more money that we have to grow this business. So please consider helping us help you and join our Patreon. It's a good transaction. You actually in return can see us in live and full effect talking our shit. You can see our house, you can see our listeners, you can see our interaction with each other, how our faces look, how Antoinette looked in disgust when I tried to sing. You could actually have
No.
saw that picture of Joni Mitchell if you were on our Patreon.
Speaking of, I just text you another one.
She
It's
crazy.
amazing.
Joni
It's gonna
crazy.
be my profile picture too. That one's crazy. That one's crazy.
She
They
could look
get
like a
better
nigga
and
I
better. She is
know.
in full fucking character, B.
Yeah, it's a character. He got a name and everything.
Sorry, we digress. Keep
I
going.
apologize, but you could see this. You could live it. You could be in real time with us. So consider joining our Patreon. It is a tiered video membership. If you already a Patreon, you can level it up if you want to. If you loving this, drop us another $2. We would appreciate it. It goes a long way. Okay. We also
Baby,
have.
I'm begging. Baby, I'm begging.
You know, I aspire to be an NPR. You know,
No,
when
you
NPR
have this down.
when
It's
NPR.
not tacky. When I do it, it's tacky. You for
You ain't tried it
you.
yet. We're gonna have you try it.
No, I'm not good. I know my strength,
I want to be an NPR person. But like, please
and you
consider
will be.
sponsoring us. Please. We'll get a mug.
What is
I get a
that
mug.
voice? Are you being racist?
If Joni could do that, I could make that voice. Joni crazy.
Y'all,
Who
please
is his
Google.
name? Find out what his name is. This he got a name
No,
and everything. It
Lucky
was a
Lane is his fucking name. Lucky Lane, or
yeah,
is it
Joni.
Don
She was
Juan Reckless? There's
oh,
two
we don't
names
know.
floating out there.
Listen, in addition to getting weekly access to our podcast, we also do exclusive content like this month. March 31st at 7 p.m. Come kick it with us. Okay? We can talk about all the things them.
What are we gonna
And
talk about, Shani? March 31st.
we're going to talk about Origin.
So make sure y'all watch the film by Ava DuVernay,
Oh, I haven't watched
Origin.
it yet, so I better like it because if I don't like it, I'm going to come in there with a lot of opinions.
Good, because that makes for a good conversation. But please watch Origin. It is available on Amazon Prime for like $3, y'all. It's worth it. I'm telling you. I should have had a voicemail because somebody literally left a voicemail and said, I'm so happy that Antoinette told us to watch Origin. It was life changing. And I can't wait to watch it again, even though it's going to be hard to watch. So, prepare.
Shout out to all the patrons that have decided to take that pledge, to make that support, to help grow the podcast. Danielle, Marissa, Bianca, Umi Sayo means light. Umi, you came in, you joined Patreon and immediately engaged, commenting, sharing. We appreciate you, and I see you, okay? Alexandria, Sierra, Indica J, Sheena, Wendy, and Gonzalez. Thank
Indica
you.
J is the flyest name.
Is it? It's like, is that a marijuana strand? I love it.
Shout out to Indica J. Shout out to all y'all. Thank y'all so much for your support. Shanti, why not? Let's take a break.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Wait, Queen.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Excellent. You're just excellent at that. I can't not. So, can you look at your phone? This second Joni Mitchell picture, I think it belongs somewhere. I don't know where to put it. It's got to be one of our memes. We have to remember. So we have to pull this down from Google. We have to remember.
She lightweight fucking it up though. This gonna make people mad though. Some people gonna be really mad at us, and it's our
No, they're not.
biracial
Because we just
nature
want
that
to
they're.
say this is Joni Mitchell. Like I'm not. It's funny because it's ridiculous. I am not condoning it. It's funny because it's so. Look at this shit. I can't wait to send this out to everybody I know. Like, did y'all know that this is Joni Mitchell? Why is she doing this?
Cause she was tapped into it. She was like, but this is it. This is iconic.
That shit crazy.
That should become my. That is a good
profile picture. That's some shit artsy
How
bull
can
would
I
have
make
as
that
his
into?
profile picture.
How can
Who
I
told
make
you
that?
that? Did he tell you that?
No, I saw it on the internet. There people was complaining about Joni. I said, not Joni, not my baby girl. And then I did the history, and I was like, damn.
We can't have nothing. Okay, no, none of the white people we love, they all got some shit to them. That's heartbreaking. Why did she do that? Anyway, all right, you ready? Wait, there's supposed to be a clip that I don't have here. Let me just prep it.
Is that up when you call me now? When I call you, that's gonna be it.
That's not funny. That's, but it's okay. But also that's bad. But also yes.
Is that bad?
No,
Oh,
no,
yes, it
because
is.
we get it.
This is problematic. This is problematic.
It's okay.
It's not
Maybe it's
okay.
not. I don't know
We
what
gonna
to
get
say anymore.
they're gonna call and review and say some things like, y'all biracial bitches.
They gonna come for us like they do Amanda Seals. All right, ready? Let's keep going. You ready?
Yep.
Wait till the siren is
Monty,
gone
we're
before
sorry about
Monty
that
fucking yells at
goddamn
us.
siren.
Sorry, Monty.
Like, you in your fucked up, dangerous ass communities. Grow up.
I know
Where
he
the
was
fuck
like,
y'all live
he's
at?
like, there's sirens. They're just like, Monty, we can't help
Niggas
that.
getting robbed in the background. Where the fuck y'all live, brokies? You don't live in no fucking gated communities, nigga. Where y'all at?
I want to know where Monty lives. He in Philly. He should know better.
He's in
Where
New
you live at?
Jersey. You ain't
He's
gotta tell
in
us.
New Jersey. He
Yeah,
made it.
he did.
Where in
He's
New
like, I don't know what
Jersey?
you guys are talking about. The next house to me is about 30, 300,000 feet away. Okay? It's wooded
All right, go
area.
ahead.
You
The
gotta
siren
drive to get to
gone.
my
Come
number.
on, you gotta.
All right, and so we're back talking that hot shit.
Hot shit. Oh wait, somebody said they thought that the hot shit was Missy Elliott with Jasmine. Did she say hot shit with Jasmine? Because if so, Monty, we gotta change it. It can't be Nelly. It gotta be Missy and Jazz. But I thought she said new Jasmine, not hot shit. I don't know.
Y'all really serious about it? I don't
Anyway, I
know. You
apologize.
gotta
I
do
cut you off, and I'm going to stop.
Shout out to One Love, the movie about Bob Marley. I was very hesitant to see this movie, a bit ambivalent, I will say. I went with my mom and my sister and Jolie,
Of course.
and it is starring Kingsley Ben-Adir, Lashana Lynch, and it was produced and deeply influenced and I will just say the production and the writing and the storyline and everything, a lot of the Marley family, Rita Marley, Ziggy Marley, his sons had a lot to do with it. And it started off really slow, or it started off kind of like, oh boy, what are they trying to do? But then it really started cooking. And I appreciated the movie. I appreciated what I learned about Bob Marley. And I loved that, Bob had 12 kids, okay? Bob had 12 kids. He had a lot of biracial kids as well. Bob was like Quincy. He loved a little Swedish, German, blonde-haired, white European woman to make kids with. Bob, near the end of his life, there was just a lot of drama, but it didn't focus on the drama. It was about a very pivotal part of time in his life before he got his cancer diagnosis, where he had some decisions to make, and as his son said in it, the biggest decision that he had to make was his life for himself or for his people. And Bob made the decision to show up for his people, and showing that arc and that storyline was really beautiful. And I just want to shout out Lashana Lynch, who played Rita Marley. She really carried that shit and did a wonderful job. And she was a beautiful woman, just gorgeous to watch. And I feel like Jamaican patois is the best language, not language, I guess you could say. I don't have enough education to figure out what you would call that, but the way they say things, the way they just talk, the melody, the prose of it all was just, I just love it. It's my favorite accent, and I'm gonna start saying I and I. That's all I. They say I and I because they're not separating us. It's not me and you. It's I and I, dog. I didn't know it. We're one. I and
gotta
I
go.
most high. Selassie I, Rastafari. Love it. I should move to Jamaica and be like Lauryn Hill, get caught up,
Hmm.
grow my hair out, start being vegan, living off the land.
Can I ask you a question? This was done by Disney?
I don't know.
I think it was. Yeah.
Tricky.
It's tricky because Bob was tricky and abusive, and Rita said he raped her at the end. She still adored him.
Rita wrote this whole movie and she didn't include none of that. Rita was behind. She didn't write it. I just lied about it. But Rita was behind it, and she showed her hitting him, which is very interesting. I don't know
It's
that.
very interesting
I
because
don't
that's
know that Bob wasn't a complex man. I don't know that he was as violent. Actually don't know. But they had a contentious relationship. That's for sheezy. That's for sure. But the fact that when they did show violence, it was him hitting her, excuse me,
her
her
hitting him.
hitting
You mean?
him. I was like, what an interesting choice. But they didn't focus on
Which
that.
feels deliberate. Of course, they didn't focus on it. It feels like there's messaging with the movie. I'll leave it alone.
That
I don't
Rita
want to
was
tear
behind
down.
them. Rita was behind
Right,
this.
which also to me is very interesting that a woman who has said that she was raped and abused by him, but still loves him very much, still chose to portray him in that way. Or maybe she didn't. I mean, I do believe that it's done by Disney. Disney Bob Marley. Sorry for typing. Marley Disney. I don't know. I think they're behind it, but I'm not sure. Anyway, it's just an interesting choice. It makes me think about trauma bonding because that's what it is when you bond with the person who is causing you harm and your abuser. So, but who knows? I don't want to be that person. I feel like I
Yeah,
rained
but
on
you
your
did.
movie
You
and I
kind of ruined
apologize.
it. So go
Well, you
ahead.
do it all the time to things that I haven't seen. So, or to things that you haven't seen, rather. Every time I mention the show here, you're like, I don't think so. I'm like, did you watch it? No. So, apologies. I'm glad that you and your white mom enjoyed it.
That's
That's why I laughed because
crazy.
I was like, your mom loves Bob
She
Marley.
did.
So,
My mom was the most skeptical. She was pissed actually going into it. She was like, "This is gonna be
really?
good." She was just pissed, and then she was like, "Oh, it was good. It was good.
That's good. You take
Interesting."
this next one.
Um, you know, we want to acknowledge the passing of Jessica Petway.
Hmm.
She was someone that I have never personally met, but I felt, you follow these influencers, especially in this particular what do you call that? Parasocial relationship. Um we started with the natural hair,
Hmm.
influencer social media moment in the early 2010s, and there's a lot of folks that to this day you're still in relationship of, you're still watching them, you've watched their growth, you've watched their careers blossom from the work that they put in and the information that they shared and the way they put their lives out there, and that's what
Hmm.
Jessica did. She was a beautiful woman, very talented. She made wigs, and she just had a very, she was just like most influencers, very generous with the time and the energy and the information that she shared. And I saw that she passed. I don't know the exact date, but I learned about that, I think on Monday. I saw of her passing. She was only 36 years old, and she died from stage 3 cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is one of the most preventable, or like you can catch it you can detect it very early, and so therefore it's very preventable. So the fact that she died from this after being a mother of 3 children, to me, is mind blowing. It makes me so sad and so enraged at the same time. I went back to her page
Yeah.
and I followed some of the posts in which she's first, I think she learned of her diagnoses in 2023, but before that year, in 2022, she was having all of these symptoms. She was bleeding heavily, just all of these symptoms that would continually be misdiagnosed by the medical system, just assuming that it was fibroids, nobody having checked her cervix, nobody having checked. If a woman is bleeding from her body, from her reproductive system, wouldn't you go and check the main
No,
reproductive organ?
no, because she's a black woman and they just assume it's
Oh,
fibroids
it's
when it comes to black
fibroids.
women. Horrible.
Oh,
They,
it
I
just,
hope her husband and those kids get every dollar that hospital and that insurance company has. Not that it makes any difference to them, but that is malpractice if I ever heard it. That's crazy.
finally, finally, after she's bleeding out to the point of where she has to get blood transfusions, does a doctor say, "Oh, well, let me check your uterus," and sees a mass so large that she can't in fact see excuse me, not uterus, her cervix, a mass so large that she can't actually see her cervix. And then of course she's, the next years, the next months, she's been battling cancer and having to live an entirely new life. And she shares a little bit on her Instagram, to the point where I guess she's just not sharing anymore. Her health just deteriorated, and she's young. She's younger than I am.
Yeah.
And again, cervical cancer, which is caused by HPV, which is one of the most common sexually transmitted, um,
Certain strains
certain
of
strands
PV.
of it
Strains.
cause it. But it's just like it's very
Yeah.
common. 80 to 90% of the population,
Undetected in
men and
most
women,
people, undetected
will
in
get
men.
it.
I
It's
had it. I had to get
I
a
had it.
procedure.
I have a regular Pap smears to this day. I actually have a
Mhm.
procedure in which I need to get probably further investigation of cervical
Mhm.
cells. But if you go regularly, then they can catch this. If
Mhm.
you're not regularly, but if you, um, it's to a point where it's easily detected and easily prevented. And I'm just so sorry that this had to happen. I'm sorry to her husband, to her baby
Right.
girls, and to the tremendous loss of her family and the community that she built. And it just speaks to your point of the greater disparity and dismissive practice that Black women get when they're in pain, especially around their reproductive, in general, but in terms of their reproductive health, is just like, I cannot believe that. I was shocked when I saw
Yeah.
her beautiful picture up with some fucking dove wings. But rest in peace to her. And
Yeah.
everybody go get your pap smear.
Yeah.
Especially even if you have babies and you're in a relationship, like go get your pap
No,
smear.
you have to. You
Okay?
have to. You have to. You want to take us into politics? Politics as
I feel like
usual.
I've just been talking this entire
I know,
episode.
but you put this on here, Sheila, and that's okay.
You
I'm
don't have
glad to
any,
take
you
a
want to
bit of a
speak to this?
break.
Do you have any information
No,
on this?
nope, I don't.
The United States Supreme Court has lifted a pause on a controversial law in Texas,
Wait,
which allows
I'm so sorry. This is being, so this
blocked.
is not in effect. This is being brought by the appellate court. Someone is fighting it. Another judge ruled against it, but go ahead. Sorry.
Right. But okay. But the whole what
So it's
Texas is
not in
fighting
effect right
for,
now, but right, go ahead.
what Texas is hoping to have passed is a law where Texas state authorities can detain and deport migrants and asylum seekers at the state level, when this is normally or constitutionally all immigration, illegal aliens, and the management of migrants is um, given to the federal government. It's not something that is determined those powers can be used at a state level. And so we all know that Texas, one, has been ringing a bell around the migrant crisis for a very long time,
And rightfully so.
and have been doing what they can and shipping
I bet.
migrants that come in to, blue states, or what do you call them? Asylum states? What do you call them? States where they accept migrants in. So they've been doing that. And at this
Sanctuary
point,
cities.
sanctuary
Sanctuary
states.
cities.
At
Cities,
this
cities.
cities, at this point, they are now like, listen, let us take this into our own hands, which is drawing a lot of alarm from many advocates for migrants, as well as the Democratic Party, and thus what Antoinette mentioned. They have, I actually can't, I don't know how they blocked it, but it's been blocked right now, and it's just kind of sitting in limbo. It's not in effect in this moment until it's ruled on a little bit further. But folks are saying that this is putting a lot of immigrant communities and families at risk. It is making racial profiling just like complete free reign. You see somebody that doesn't look quote unquote American, whether they be Latino, whether they're speaking another language, to just walk in and, deport them the next day.
Can I
And it's just,
interject real fast?
uh-huh.
And that is because the law specifically states that anyone suspected of entering the United States without authorization can be taken into custody and then deported. So that wording, suspected, it's like the only way you can suspect really first hand is by how someone looks. So not
Mhm.
only are is the immigrant community, right, the migrant community nervous, the entire brown community,
Speaking
especially
another language.
Hispanic
Yeah.
community,
Yeah.
is nervous about
Mm.
this law, and rightfully so. And there's a lot of deputies in Texas, a lot of um, legal minds and heads of police that are saying, they don't even know how to put this law into effect because they don't have the resources
Yeah, what
to
they gonna
put this
do?
law into
Yeah.
effect. They don't have enough people working in order to even make this work.
Like
They
the
don't know
logistics of like busing, shipping, like
but
what?
not only that, but also like they're like, we arrest them and then what do we do? Do we hand them over to the federal authority? Do we then transport that? What happens? And so this was just kind of, again, the Supreme Court said what, basically they didn't pass the law, but there was someone saying basically what happened was the Supreme Court did not rule that the did not rule that the law had to be held until the law made its way into law. The law is currently being fought, right? Someone said to the Supreme Court, we need y'all to hold this until all of these appeals are done because we don't know what to do with it. And this law can't go into effect. The Supreme Court said, no, while it's still being fought in court, it can't
I
go into
see.
effect.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else then came in somehow. I don't understand how it works either. Another judge,
Blocked it.
and
Yeah.
now it's like being blocked and being
Right.
appealed again. So it's still being fought, but of course, the conservative judges on the court said, yeah, while you guys figure it out, it can go into effect without even considering that the people on the ground don't even know how to institute it. But the main thing is that language of suspected. That's the real issue. I mean, there's a lot of issues, but when it comes to the racial profiling, that is the issue there because it's so open
Uh,
ended.
and
Go
Mexico
ahead.
was
I
like, no,
apologize.
anybody that you deport back to us, we ain't taking either.
Right.
They're
Right.
like, because again, it's the Constitution that is being, what's the word? Is being misinterpreted or being completely ignored or being like, I don't understand why they think that constitutionally they are allowed. Now it's coming to me. They're thinking that it's constitutionally allowed if the state is being overrun
Right.
by illegal, like it's become a threat, which it's fucked up, but to their point is like, I understand this argument, but somebody said here, this ruling means my family in Texas has to live in insecurity and fear day to day. Our political leaders need to focus on delivering actual solutions for our broken immigration system instead of passing hateful laws like this one that puts my and countless other families' civil rights at risk. And yes, that it doesn't feel like it's actually addressing the problem.
It's not. It's not addressing the problem at all. You're absolutely right. And there was bipartisan immigration reform
Talk
on
about
the
it.
table
Yes.
that the Republicans blocked because
Yes.
Trump wants to run on that.
Yes.
And
But
so
running and stating shit like this is
this
like
helps. This helps the Republican Party because you have to realize that both parties run on fear mongering. Democrat, Republican, the world is coming to an end, the country's in shambles, I can fix it. And so if you have stuff like this is basically saying things are so dire, things are so drastic that we have to start getting our state police involved in getting folks out of here. It's more than a slippery slope. I do think it's absolutely unconstitutional, I feel, just based off of the racial profiling and the fact that you're using state folks. With that said, I said earlier, rightfully so, that when you said Texas has been waving the flag and saying, help, you know, we are having issues here, and they have been doing that for years. I think immigration, asylum seeking is so complex. I think that this country, it would be intellectually dishonest for us to have this conversation without talking about the certain kind of migrants this country accepts. They're not going to accept people from Haiti. They don't want South American folks. They don't want Central American folks. They want a certain kind of immigrant here. And it's not black and brown, and it's not folks that come from poor countries. And that is part of the issue here. Also, Mexico is saying we're not accepting these people back in to Mexico because they didn't all come from Mexico. These people, what we need to understand, are so desperate. So many people are coming from all South America, like Central America. It is not just Mexico by any means. And so then you get into the conversation of, well, what part did the United States have in disrupting the ecosystem of these countries in which these people are fleeing and looking for not better lives, but lives in general? There's many people who are saying, I can't go home, I will be killed, or there's nothing for me there. I'm starving.
The complete economic structure, everything is fucked up.
Right. And so it's America. It's a country of immigrants turning away immigrants because there's not enough to go around. And also because there's no systems in place to effectively invite these folks into the country and integrate them into the system and into the economy and the livelihood. I also think that it's very interesting and important to discuss that immigrants know more about our Constitution and our country than we do. I have a homegirl at work who just got her citizenship. The shit that she had to know for that test, I didn't know half of it. Half of it. And it's like, we think we're these patriots and this is our country, our country. These people work she's paid tax. She is 42, 43 years old. She's paid taxes and has no rights. Can't vote, can't do nothing. Has been here legally, has all the green cards, paid all the money, done all this, and has had to wait for years. When I say years to become a fucking citizen and to be recognized, it's wild. The system is absolutely broken. It is the fault of our elected officials This is not a partisan issue. Like, this is Democrats and Republicans both are to blame for this. And this is years of it. Since I've been a little
Year
girl, I've been
generations.
hearing about,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
effective immigration reform. I'll shut
And
up. Sorry.
I don't know that you can have if you can mend, like you said, this broken immigration system if you don't acknowledge the ways that geopolitically you destabilize
Right.
other countries strategically and fund, you know, all of these coups and fund all of these ways in which these folks ecosystems are destabilized, and then when the people are like trying to escape it, then we're like, get out of here, it's our country. Like,
You better come here legally. We're going to arrest you. It's like, oh,
my
okay.
card is full and I don't understand why, because I just deleted everything.
We're not going to
So
stress out. We're just going to use your Riverside audio. It is
just so
what it
you
is.
know.
That's fine. When the card is full, that means that you just need a new card. They act up and it's done. That's what I went through the other day. It's not going to fix.
I don't know how to say this saying, but I'm gonna try. The cardinal in the canary in the coal mine. There it is. Not the cardinal. Not the finch in the coal mine. Not the blue jay in the coal mine.
What you
The
talking
canary
about?
in the coal mine. Another canary in the coal mine is what's going on right now. That U.S. unions are under
Mm.
attack by some of the biggest, the biggest corporations in America. We don't even have Apple on there. Apple somehow going to join this, I believe. But Amazon, Elon Musk's SpaceX, has been joined by grocery chain Trader Joe's
Mm.
in anti-union activity, in which all of them face accusations and labor law violation. Like, all three of them have had their employees be like, yo, you're fucking up. We want to form unions to protect ourselves and to get our needs met. And now all of them are trying to completely dismantle the the National Labor Relations Board, which is an independent federal agency which was created in 1935.
Mm.
And what they do and what they're meant to do is to safeguard employees' rights to organize, engage with one another to seek better working conditions, choose whether or not to have a collective bargaining representative negotiate on their behalf with their employer, or refrain from doing so. This is very key here. I'm going to, in short stance, the NRLB positions are shaped and confirmed by the President of the United States, which all of these corporations are saying is constitutional because it's violating the separations of powers and infringes on the executive powers stipulated in the Constitution. Basically, like, the fact that the president is choosing this, you know, it's a conflict of interest, quote unquote, and it's unconstitutional. So let's just completely dismantle the entire thing and figure out another way for employees to be represented. And meanwhile, you know, all of the unions then become null and void, and
Mm.
I don't know what happens. Seth Goldstein, an attorney who represents both the Amazon labor union and the labor group Trader Joe's United, said the trend was very frightening. Since they can't defeat successful union organizing, they now want to just destroy the entire process. I just want to say that when we, and I have a lot of history that I need to uncover, but when we talk about America being great, right? When we have this ideology of America being great, a place where you can come and there's opportunity and change, I think that's deeply true because it's rooted in, or the ways in which that was best made manifest was in these grassroots moments in history where people united, and it was always based in like class in a way, where people united and collectively organized to kind of um, to fight against exploitation, basically. When you think about the independence of America, as fucked up as it is, when you think about the Industrial Revolution and people being children, women being in terrible working conditions, working crazy hours, being completely exploited, when they unionized, when they organized, when they held their strikes, they really created the workforce that we have today, the hours that we have today, the pay that we have today. As fucked up as it is, it was like it all came from people organizing. And the fact that this is at risk makes my gives me goosebumps. And we don't understand. I feel like the power of unions and the possibility of unions and how all of us have access to that in our workplaces. It's not just like, oh, if I'm a carpenter, then you know I'm a union. Any motherfucker could, any place where you have an employer, you can unionize and you can, to their point, negotiate their rights and the way that they want to be treated in exchange for your labor. And the fact that they want that to go is just like crazy. And the fact that one of these people doing that is Trader Joe's, the niggas that got quirky hair, tattoos, we're your neighborhood, supermarket, look at our handwritten signs, that they are like, really don't give a fuck either. It's just like, wow, this is.
And the party that supports this anti-union effort, these anti-union efforts by these large corporations, is the Republican Party. I just got to throw that out there, is that the Republicans want working class voters without actually ever supporting them. It's just like, again, voting against your interests. I because the fear mongering works so well, it's not that, I'm so sorry. Yeah. It's not that the unions, they're going to convince these people who follow them that, no, you're not feeling the benefits of your work, right, of your labor, because of all these tax laws that what am I trying to say? That don't help you start a business, right? The taxes are too high. The Democrats want to take your money, right? That's what they'll say. Or you're not feeling the benefits of your labor because these big bad migrants are coming over and stealing your jobs. You're not feeling it because of all this shit. But then they pass legislation to prevent you from being able to organize collectively and make demands for your labor to have a working, respectable, livable wage. And then they pass these tax laws that give these corporate entities all of these tax breaks. And because it's so complex, and I'm not saying Democrats do everything perfect by any means. Please, you know who you are. Don't call and say that I'm saying that. I don't feel like listening to it anymore. Shout out to you, bro. But like, what I'm saying is, the Republicans are so effective in how they cover up their real agenda. And they're going to have people vote Republican based off of their Christian background. They're going to keep you broke. But guess what? The children will live. I'm not going to give you any money to help you support these children that you're going to have. You won't have any rights in terms of like whether or not you can keep them or not, but that's in alignment with your God. So vote for me. I'm pure. It's like,
I know. It's all insidious. Foolish. It's all, I hate, it's all insidious. And the Democrats will say, we want to take care of your kids, but fuck all the other kids everywhere else. We're going to bomb these other babies. It's all fucking, it's just diabolical. It's so confusing. It's not even confusing. It's actually really, really blatant. And that's the thing that just like makes my head explode. Like, this can't be real. This can't be life. This got to be more. This can't be us. Anyhow, um,
Thank you for
I would
that.
just say this. The People's History, it gives a great account, and I need to read this over as well, about the power of unions and how
Mm.
pivotal it is to our nation's growth and the labor force and how we work today. And the fact that we're not taught that, the fact that you don't start a job and know anything about your union rights, how you can unionize to, affect and help curate your working conditions is very purposeful. And the fact that they want to take this away is, in the way that they're using the Constitution and morphing the Constitution and all of this shit is just like, makes my
Reinterpreting it.
stomach hurt. It makes
And
my
Ron
stomach hurt.
DeSantis is helping leading the charge on this.
Fuck.
Florida.
Oh, I'll just say all this. Listen, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, none of these motherfuckers care about us. Where's your local co-op? Where are your local farmers? Now is the time for us to support. There's lots of people that provide food. Where are your small mom and pop groceries? Like,
Hmm.
we have to figure out a way to. I love Trader Joe's. I love it. It's so easy. It's so convenient. It's so quirky and fun. It looks like the workers are having a great time. Maybe they are around where
No,
I'm
they're
at.
fucking they're marching in New York in Lower Manhattan.
And you would never know. You would never know. But we have to find the alternatives. We have to find them
It's
because
a great point.
this is ridiculous. You
It's a
should
great
have a
point.
nice working wage at Trader Joe's and really be happy where you work, so that it's a genuine transaction there. But I'm not going there. I went to the co-op today and I did it once,
Good
and
for
I'll be
you.
saying one thing but then do another. So don't be mad
I
if you
gotta go
see
to
a.
the farmers market Saturday. Speaking of being insidious, Jared Kushner said the thing out loud. We've now officially entered things you should know, but we can't deep dive into. He said the thing out loud, Shanti, the quiet
What did
part
he
out
say?
loud. Let me
What?
play it. Let me play it. Ready?
Once Gazans leave Gaza, Netanyahu's never going to let them back in. Maybe, but I'm not sure there's much left of Gaza at this point. And Gaza's waterfront property, it could be very valuable. It's a little bit of an unfortunate situation there, but I
Oh,
think
to
from
make
Israel's
me
perspective, I would
cry.
do my best to move the people out and then clean it up.
This is the quiet part out loud. That this is
this
what is
whole
widely
thing-
understood, but not supposed to be said out loud, Jared. Like the flesh of the children that he wants to build his luxury developments on hasn't even fully decomposed off of the bones. I just wanted to really quickly read this paragraph that I saw the other day, just to give people a sense of what the construction of these kinds of cities and the development on Palestinian land really looks like. Tel Aviv serves as a coordinating point in a globally integrated imperial project. The money generated from the purchase of settlement feta cheese in Marina del Rey, Costco, helps to finance the dispossession machines of the Jordan Valley, where the Israeli dairy conglomerate Tenuva operates a food processing plant. Former Israeli soldiers recruited into New York private equity firms make tax-deductible contributions to the 501c3 designated charitable nonprofit Friends of the Israeli Defense Forces to support the army that protects their second homes. Laundered billions stream in from Zionist mining extraction in Guinea and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, where the mineral magnates flee to Israel to avoid international sanctions. This is the story of all colonialisms. Settlers build their tall, shiny things on the embers of the societies they torch, enlist the dispossessed into the production and maintenance, export the spoils, and bury their guilt in their families, splaying out on terraces, declaring themselves home at last. Just to give credit.
Damn.
She
Put
ate
the
that
ether
up.
beat behind that shit. God damn.
When I saw him say that, I almost passed the fuck out. That was posted by, of course, grassroots law. It Jared Kushner, ladies and gentlemen, president. And if you don't know who the fuck Jared Kushner is, that is Ivanka Trump's husband, who was like the right hand man to Trump while he was in office. Also, this is very disturbing, but I think it's important to mention 6 Mississippi Goon Squad deputies are currently being sentenced after pleading guilty to torturing 2 black men. They were part of the self-titled Goon Squad, known locally for using violent and aggressive tactics in Rankin County, which is a suburb of Jackson, Mississippi. During a no-warrant house raid, the black men were targeted after a neighbor complained about them staying in a white woman's home. The white deputies beat, tortured, and sexually assaulted the men for hours. Elward, one of the officers, shot Jenkins in the mouth when a mock execution went awry, and the officers also planted drugs and guns to cover up their actions with false charges. The white lawmen used stun guns and racial slurs and told the black men to go back to their side of the river, meaning Jackson, Mississippi. I read the details of the torture. I don't think, folks, if you want to read it, you can. It is some of the most disturbing shit. They used sexual assault. They weaponized sexual assault with these men in a way that was so upsetting. It's like something out of a fucking horror film that would never get made because it's that horrible. There's no words for that. But this is the type of stuff that is happening. It is 2024 here in America. I need that to sink in with folks. 2024. Thankfully, the judge in this case is doing right and locking these folks up for a long time. But there are a lot of folks that want the head deputy who wasn't there on the scene, but the fact that he was aware of this goon squad and how they operated, they want him ousted. He has not been yet.
How many other men have they done that to?
Imagine.
How many other men have they done that to?
Who didn't live? Because old boy was shot in the mouth and he survived.
Mississippi. Where were they all? They finding all those bodies, those unmarked bodies. I don't know where that was. Not me trying to be a detective. I apologize.
Look it up while we go through this. In other news, I think it was either Alabama or Mississippi. Trump can't pay his legal fees. So Tish here in New York said she's finna start seizing property. And I can't wait to watch. In other news, Trump also said that if he loses the election this year, it will be a bloodbath. He tried to walk that back and say he was talking about the auto industry. Can't go into it. Higher Learning did a great job breaking that down, but you should check that out. In addition, some good news or weird news. A pig kidney was successfully transplanted into the living person for the first time today, which is...
that is haram.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, wait, you heard me get quiet, like, wait a minute. It's a pig, girl.
That's
but
bad.
Also, they said that it might give the person 2 more years to live. So I think it's like a in between before they get a human kidney. So very interesting stuff there. Lastly, don't want to make this a heavy podcast.
Yeah, why?
Just want to say, I don't even know. Rest in power. I hope that Jaden Perkins is dancing his little heart out somewhere in heaven and just feeling ease and joy that he deserves. That story broke my heart. Jaden Perkins, poor Jaden Perkins.
To his mother.
Listen, that's what I said. 11 years old, was killed trying to protect his mother from her abusive ex-boyfriend who was just released from prison, who she tried to get a restraining order against and was denied. We are failing.
Burn it down.
We are failing. That was in Chicago, our black women. So that young man, there's so many videos circulating of him and his light. And I can't imagine. So please, y'all, if you're praying people, light a candle, meditate, do something, hug your children. Just don't take it for granted. That's it. Let's change the energy. We've got a lot to talk about for pop culture, believe it or not.
This shit is real. Like, what time are we in right now?
But I also want to do a better job because what I'm realizing is, yes, we have to talk about politics, but they don't always have to be negative. There are good things happening in this world, and I have decided that I'm going to actively search them out.
Okay, you do.
And report on them too is so important. There are things being passed that do benefit us. There are
Let's do that. Let's keep some
community
duality
activists doing things,
in the
right?
politics.
And we
Okay.
have to make sure that we are
Okay.
not doing exactly what the media is doing, which is why
Okay.
so many people turn away from the news. The person that
Mm-hmm.
I'm dating, believe it or not, does not watch the news. And it's a weird thing
Surprise,
for me.
surprise.
Yeah, I'm like, hold up. Huh? He's aware somehow, but he's like, yeah, I'm not turning that on. I'm not watching it. It messed with my mental health. And I'm like, yo, am I messing with people's mental health on this podcast? So it's gonna be hard to find because Lord knows
I
don't nobody
guess
ever
so.
talk about it.
People don't
But
want to
we're
talk
gonna
about
try.
it.
So
I
instead
think the
of
things
good
that we
news,
mentioned are very important, though. Like
they
the
are.
constitutional things, like,
Look
come
at
on.
Shanti. Look at Shanti, y'all. She
For real.
said, I think the things that we mentioned are very important, like the constitutional things. Yo, reverse 2 years ago, where you was like, boo, I don't want to
I
hear that
still have the
shit.
same energy. I still don't
No,
believe in
you
it,
don't.
but I really
You can
don't.
say that if you want that you have the same energy, but you
I
don't.
don't. I
I've been
don't.
moving all. Monty is going to kill me.
Do we need to
Listen,
talk about this first one? Because I ain't watch it.
I ain't
Did
watch it
you?
either, and I was
Oh,
shocked that you put this one
okay.
here.
I
So
don't
take
want.
it
That's
off.
a shame. Because if it was the Oscars, we would have talked about it. And I ain't watched the Oscars either, and I talked about
I
it.
didn't watch the
Shout out to the
Oscars.
NAACP Awards. Shout out to Usher and
Wait, I
speech to
needed
his
a note
mom.
for Monty real fast.
Oh,
Monty,
I
I've been
apologize.
moving around in my seat. The people will forgive me. Please don't spend a whole lot of time trying to take that out and stressing yourself out. I'm going to do better. I have noise cancellation headphones on, so I can't hear the movements that I'm making. I'm going to be more cognizant now. All right, go ahead, Shanti.
Shout out to the NAACP Awards. Megan Good and Jonathan Majors, I want y'all to go away.
Why?
I want y'all to go away for a little bit. Come back
Why?
when you done learn some things a little bit
Tell me
more.
why, though. I want to
They get on my
understand.
nerves.
Oh, no. But why?
I don't like to see them, and I know that that's wrong, but they rub me the wrong way, and they know they need to fade to black, and they won't do it. Both of them. Or Megan, you just be going out by yourself, girl. Don't bring John around right now. You can love him and still let him cook a little bit. He gotta go away for a little bit. He really does. He has to go away, and he has to come out in a new role that's endearing, that we love the character, and then he can come back. But he has to stop. He has to stay in the house.
Can I say a hot take? I don't think he could come back. I think because he didn't go away and everybody's getting more and more annoyed with him and even the way he's dressing.
Oh, the way
I don't
he's
know why.
dressing. What's he
I don't know
doing?
why that's making everybody so mad, but it's
'Cause it's
making me mad
terrible.
too.
And
And I'm
her
like,
too.
there's something to this PR thing. There's something to it because I don't want to see him either, which is why I kept asking you why. And I'm laughing because I don't have the words for it either.
Get
I
him out of
don't.
here. Go be quiet. Sit
But
down.
when he comes out with his next film, I don't, or his next project or whatever, I don't think
We're not endearing to
I
him.
want to see it. Now I'm like, you're ruined. I'm sick of you because you
Sully.
don't learn. It's like it's like not a bad kid. There's no bad kids, but it's like that hard-headed ass kid that you like. Can you just go to fuck? Like, go play. Get on my face.
Oh,
You know?
that's Antoinette's relationship with kids. Just
I'm getting that. Listen. When it's the kids that don't listen,
I know Antoinette feels
the
about kids.
smart asses, that's just like, what's wrong with you? You know, kids who make a mistake, fine, like okay, but it's them kids that just like they just.
But Megan is now. She's in it. She was
Megan's
in it.
been in that for me though.
Oh,
Megan, ever since she got saved, I hate to say it, was in that for me.
wow.
Where I'm like, girl, something about it just felt like, girl, are you okay? At first it was, are you okay? Is this real? And then something about it just feels,
She's not okay, and her
no,
husband knew
I
it.
have compassion for people who are not okay, but and again, I don't have the words for it. I'm just gonna sound like a hater. I want both of them to go away for a while. And it
I
was
know.
before she even got with him. Where I was like,
Wow.
girl,
Just take a
something
beat. Just take a beat. Go
something feels
rest.
weird.
Rest is real. Go
And
rest
then he'd
and
be like,
listen.
we're in love.
all the time, and she
Oh, just like, shut up,
looking all
You're
dumb. I'm
not.
like, ew, you're not even cute no more. I'm looking at you like, I looked at his face in one picture. I was like, no, this.
Stop now. Oh my God.
I looked
Remember
at him
that
like,
video you
no.
had? You was lighting a candle, praying. He was on your altar, girl.
I was on his top. I was bamboozled. I ain't know he ain't open his mouth much. He was real quiet. You know what I mean?
He was
Well, he
there was a mystery to him. Now we know
now,
too much. We're like,
now we know too.
boo.
Like, ugh.
Ew.
I want to shout out Idris Elba. I want to shout out when we first started this off. We talked about influencers that we basically grew up with. Shout out to Ismail Ray Ray, who used to dominate Tumblr back in the
Listen,
day. She used to
and
have
you too.
all of us sprung and open and invested. Okay.
Shit.
Anyway, she has moved up to be a news correspondent for the
That's not what that's
NAACP
called.
news correspondent, a media correspondent, media
No, like a
red
what do they
carpet
call it? Like a
correspondent.
red carpet correspondent, red carpet
Okay,
interviewer.
she
I don't
out
know.
there
She's
holding a
like
mic
getting
talking
her
to
Gia
celebrities.
Peppers bag. You can see her trying to transition into that. And shout out to Gia who, listen, the
Peppers,
takeover,
God,
the game's over. She doing her thug this one. She looks great. Sorry, go ahead.
my Ray Ray, it's no secret, got her breasts done. Her breasts
Shanti,
are.
what are you doing on here?
It's not a secret that she had her breasts done. Okay,
Did
she
she
had a
say that, or are
very.
you just saying that?
I don't know, so I
She
might
had
get in
a
trouble.
child, so stop, stop.
No, no, Antoinette, you're so sweet, and I love that for you.
I don't
But
follow.
no, she did, and
You shouldn't be
her
commenting on
they
women's
look
bodies.
beautiful. She looks good. Okay, she had a dress that was very. Her breasts were just out looking great. She looked good on this correspondent pic. She looks good. I ain't hating on her. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't care. Kelly Rowland got her breasts done, and they look.
Oh my
She's
God.
gorgeous. Okay.
She won't stop, y'all.
Anyway, she has on this beautiful dress. Idris Elba and his wife there's a clip where it's Idris Elba and his wife, and my Ray Ray, it has, all you see is the back of my Ray Ray and Idris Elba and his wife, right? And you just see her holding up this microphone. The way that man averted his eyes, he was looking everywhere but at my Ray Ray. And I said, if my man
You are
don't do that,
so messy. You need a
my man
podcast.
don't
This
do that,
this pop culture.
I don't want him. Because he said, you'll catch me slipping. I ain't looking at nothing. And his wife was sitting right next to him, attentive as hell, too. Like, I wish Internet, are you trying to go look to see if this woman has?
Yeah,
It's
I just
okay.
saw
She
a
got a little
picture. I was
breast
like,
augie meditation. She got a
damn,
little
I just
augie
saw
og.
I
She
just
got a
saw a
little
picture.
augie og. A little breast
Yeah.
job.
I don't see her stuff doesn't come up on my profile.
I'm
I
locked
don't
in
know.
with Ray Ray.
I'm not clocking her.
Anyway,
breast.
that's not the part that matters. What matters is that Idris
Idris
Elba
Yeah.
said, "You ain't
Her
getting my
rebuke
attention.
you
I rebuke you."
in the
In
name
the name.
of Sabrina. Is that her name?
Yes, that's beautiful, Antoinette. And Sabrina was right there too, all in the girl's face. Mm-hmm.
Sabrina fine as hell. It ain't no reason to look anywhere else but at that lady. He saw that lady at a restaurant, right? And said, hold on. Excuse me.
Can I get your number, please?
Excuse
Excuse me.
Yeah. Shout out to anyway. Let's talk about this. This is awkward to talk about because whatever. Amanda Seales opens up about not being recognized in Black spaces, by Black spaces. Do we need to play the clip?
No.
Great, because I don't feel like playing another clip. So let's play clip out of here. I think everybody heard it. Maybe we
If
should.
you haven't heard it, she is basically listing all the places that she has been asked to work. Either she's hosted or was given an award, but she was not invited to many of these places to be in attendance. As we saw, the NAACPs, all the girlies, all the brown skinned them coming and suited and booted and being recognized or being amongst their peers. She mentioned the BET, NAACP, Essence Women in Hollywood,
I
Black
think
Girls
I need to
Rock.
play it though, because it leads to part of my
Oh,
conversation
well, then
about
go ahead,
tone
Queen.
later. Yeah,
Lead,
I think I'm gonna
lead
play
it.
it. I appreciate you breaking
Hello,
it down
everyone.
for us though.
I'm Kelly Clarkson, and
Apologies,
you all know I've lost
Monty.
weight.
Just take
But
this
how
on
did I
out.
do it? It's all
For Comedy Hive News.
Are you ready, Sheila?
I ain't got no time, Queen. Sorry, I can't see nothing.
That's fine. He'll figure it out.
Thank you.
I just want to say something. If it wasn't for y'all, I would really think that I ain't doing shit. Because the industry I'm in does not recognize me. To be clear, I'm speaking about the black spaces in the industry I'm in. Because y'all know I don't give two damns about any of these other spaces. Which is largely in part why I've realized like I need to shift out of this industry. I don't get invited to Essence Women in Hollywood. I've never been invited to the NAACP Image Awards. I've been nominated for an Image Award. Never been invited to the NAACP Image Awards. I literally hosted the BET Awards in 2020 in my house, and I was not invited to the BET Awards since. So I just want to thank y'all for always reminding me that I really am valuable, because the game and the industry that I've been in has never let me know.
All right.
Now, of course,
All right. That's the video, right? Okay. Okay. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about Amanda Seales and her resume first and foremost. Because I saw a lot of people like, girl, who are you? All you did was play Molly on Insecure. And I was like, well, that's not exactly true. She was a child actress on My Brother and Me. She was on Def Poetry Jam. She was a VJ, Amanda Diva. Remember that name, on MTV2. She was a member of Flowetry for a little while.
No
girl
way.
Yeah,
You got
she was
to be
on
kidding
tour.
me.
Google it. She was.
Let your body move.
She had
crazy.
an HBO special, I Be Knowing. She was a host on The Real. She has Small Doses podcast host, Smart, Funny, and Black game show. Obviously Insecure. She was not Molly. I said her name wrong. I said Molly, just loud and wrong. What was her name on Insecure?
I don't know.
Forgot.
Let's look. That's a shame.
And she also has Amanda Seales' Smart, Funny, and Black radio show on Sirius XM. Okay. She has done things. All right. And she, just like she said, hosted all the events. This resume is only her kind of acting media personality resume. She also is definitely very active on social media. She's very outspoken when it comes to Black and brown liberation, when it comes to women empowerment, and when it comes to opinions on almost everything. So
Tiffany, sorry.
Tiffany, thank you. So I saw, it was interesting because I have a friend who used to send me a lot of Amanda's videos, especially her politically driven videos or videos that had to do with any kind of women or Black or brown empowerment. And she used to always say, she reminds me so much of you. And it, if I'm being honest, bothered me a little bit, because I'd be like, I'm not anything like her. And I had to sit with like why I was feeling that way, because what Amanda was saying, oftentimes I was in agreement with. I think she's a very smart woman. I think that she is very talented. We saw her in the play in New York, and I thought that her performance was beautiful. I thought it was one of the best of the monologues that we saw. You know, she prides herself in having a strong personality and being unapologetic. She's 10 toes down in her convictions. And she could care less about being politically correct. With that said, my opinion, I'll keep my opinion. Many people from my research and just the comments, YouTube videos that I looked at, feel like she can be very condescending and self-righteous, right? And for some reason or another, they feel like she's draining and not relatable. It's just like, it's always a problem. Like, it's like, what the hell is going good? And she also is not without controversy, right? I mean, are you aware of the controversy with the NFL player?
Nope.
All right, well, she accused a former NFL player who's now a neurosurgeon, Myron Rolle, I think his name was, of sexually harassing several women. And this is like, she said it, like you can hear her say this. And she didn't have any proof. Women just kind of slid in her DMs and she claims it like they said some shit about him. Then she kind of walked it back a little bit, but didn't really. She was just like, I never said that he did anything with me. I'm just telling y'all what other people said to me about him. And people are like, yeah, but without any proof, like you said his name, like this is somebody who has a lot to lose. And he handled it on social media. And a lot of people came at her for that, based off of just how little information she had. And then she was also on The Real, where she defended Jussie Smollett, Juicy, and said, you know, if what he did in orchestrating that whole hate crime thing, if he really did do that, then it was low-key noble. And she kind of caught hell for that too. And then the AKAs came for her because she was wearing AKA shit on Insecure. That I don't have a personal stake in, but I do understand that that is a very touchy subject within the sorority fraternity world. She also had the big controversy with getting kicked out of the Black Hollywood Emmy party. And she talked about that quite a few times, where she talked about it more times than I think anybody needed to hear her talk about. And it's some kind of beef with Issa Rae's publicist. And, you know, she's like, nobody protected me and I protect everybody. And this white woman is telling me at the door that I can't get in of this Black Hollywood party. And this white security guard brushed up on me. It was about to be a problem. It's just a lot of instances where probably, you know, maybe rightfully so, she is having her grievances with folks. I will say, I watched this and I did feel bad for her. I really did. What I had to learn for myself, and I am nowhere near Amanda Seales, like her notoriety or her, I think her intellect, and quote unquote success as we measure it. But I had to learn that in delivering messages, I too was coming across as condescending, coming across as just coming too strong, like a bit self-righteous. And that makes the message very hard to consume if you're on the other end of it. And Amanda has said in the past that she's heard this critique, and that's because, like, that's how weak people feel. She literally, I listened to her say that. She was like, well, I intimidate people because they're weak. And it's like, and she's saying everybody has a problem with how I say things, but this is just how I say things. And I think that there is a problem with that. I think that if collectively folks are telling you, yo, you coming across as this, you have to look at yourself. And I don't know if she's done that. I truly don't know, because I don't follow her as much. But what I'm saying, and take this out of Amanda Seales, even in the clip that I played, it might have come across differently if she said something around like, I really work hard and I've dedicated my life to creating spaces and content where Black folks are protected, seen, and honored. And it really hurts my feelings when I'm not invited to those spaces that I contribute to because I want to be there. I also appreciate y'all who rock with me, who remind me all the time of who I am. And I just came on here to thank y'all for that. that is entirely different, because she came back and was like, I wasn't trying to bash those places. I wasn't trying to bash those institutions. I was trying to big up the people who've 10 toes down and fuck with me. And people are like, all right, you walking that back. Like, no, girl, that's not what it came across as at all. And I just think it's a tone thing. And again, I don't necessarily, even though I went through the whole Amanda Seales nonsense, I'm just for context. Just more generally, it's like, I think that it's important for us to take that audit of how we are being perceived. And if everyone's saying something, we have to figure out what it is that we're doing or not doing effectively. Because at the end of the day, she's a messenger. She uses her voice. She's like, that's what she does. She speaks. She acts like she's delivering something. And if people can't receive it, then are you doing your job? That's all. I'll shut up because I went on and on about that. But a lot of people don't fuck with her. A lot of people be like, you're difficult to work with. I mean, a lot of people, I was shocked. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. And that's a shame. And even she said, this whole narrative about me being difficult to work with, I'm difficult to work with people who don't have their shit together. And it's like, well, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know.
I think that there's many things that we have to hold at once in this. And a lot of it, we just have no insight.
Right.
We have no idea what happened, what's happening, what she said, how people are responding. I think that it is indicative of something, that she has not been invited to any of these spaces, especially Essence, Black women in Hollywood, all these places that are quote unquote for the empowerment and the upliftment of Black women. Which
I think
for
she deserves
me
to be invited there, to be
which
very clear.
I think is indicative of politics, that she a certain type of politic, a certain type of what's that word everybody says? Oh God. When you have to talk a certain way, you're like,
Political
we're not
correctness.
You're not political correctness. It's basically, yeah, it's politics. You have to talk a certain way. You have to maneuver in a particular way.
Code switch?
No, when they're like,
'Cause
Black people aren't under the white gaze, we don't have to.
Oh.
What's the word? It's escaping me, and I apologize for that. But it's all under the umbrella of politics. You have to speak a certain way. You have to show up a certain way. You have to maintain relationships. If you cross this person, it's going to affect you in this way. Then you are then pushed out. You then are blacklisted. And it feels like she has been blacklisted, and she's naming that she's being blacklisted. Is it because
also being like, oh, that wasn't me saying that. That was me picking up my listeners or my followers. It's like, girl, if you want to say it, say it. I think that's the
proof
thing.
is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding is that she hasn't been invited. She hasn't been exalted. She hasn't been in these same spaces where the Issa Raes or any of these other people are given place. Not even like attention and like oh, Issa Rae is a different kind of level of admiration and position that she has in those communities. She's not even being invited in. That feels like blacklisting. That feels cliquey to me. That feels like she crossed somebody in the wrong way. And I feel like that is indicative of a system that she could not play the game in for whatever reasons. And it's less, which I think is less, oh, she doesn't know how to behave well versus, yeah, you didn't know how to play this game. That. I'm not saying that you're saying that. I'm just saying that she's, she rubs people the wrong way, so she's not invited to these things. Meanwhile, you have a nigga like Jonathan Majors who is invited and interviewed. You have niggas like It just doesn't make sense
That's
to
a great
me.
point.
It does not make sense to me that regardless of how she shows up, she is intentionally she rubs somebody the wrong way, and in these, particularly with Black women, these spaces, she is not seen and she's not included. And I feel like given her personality that we have seen, it's because she is very forthright. It's because the way that how convicted she is about things, how unapologetic she is about things, how relentless she may appear about things. It just, to me, it feels like she just does not politic in that way. She just doesn't know how to do it. She doesn't want to do it. And the consequence of that is that she does not have access in spaces where that is the game that you play to be included. And I don't know if that's bad. I feel like
I
that's
want to
all
add
fucked
some
up.
more context to that, is that a lot of people came out to talk about experiences with her where she mistreated them. Whether it was somebody on a set, whether it was somebody taking photos, costume designer saying she is horrible to the people that work around her. Let me just finish. That she is very difficult to work with. She is very disrespectful. I don't know.
And said it about
part
Lizzo.
of me
like I don't know if you can be in that scene and not have that
part of
kind
me
of
really
thing.
They don't say that about everybody, but what I will say is that even with that, right, even with the difficult to work with, all this other stuff, I do think there's a great point that you're making in, well, why is that so unforgivable versus a Jonathan Majors
Or a Lizzo.
or a Lizzo, or who somebody else that I'm sure has been problematic and been invited to this shit, like, and often and I do think that you're right, that it is that she's brazen in how she feels, and she's going to tell it like it is, and you run the risk that she's going to expose you if you do some fucked up stuff.
She might not be profitable at the very least, at the very
it's
basis.
proving that it's
she
not.
might not, or her actual work is not profitable. It doesn't offer enough to be dismissed, to be swept under the rug, to be,
right,
included. It just be like, nah,
to be overlooked.
You're bugging. You don't offer enough. What you offer isn't value enough. Like Lizzo or whoever is just like,
which is fucked up. I
think it's fucked up.
I also think, though, when it comes, I think there is a conversation too to be had. One, just around, I think there's a lot of things at play here. There's a conversation to be had about everything that we just talked about. But there's also like a deep hurt that I'm sure she feels, because when you are activated in the work that she's doing, and she does feel like she's fighting a battle every time she speaks, whether it's a battle for you, for me, for whatever. I mean, a lot of people hated on her while she was on The Real, because she would definitely speak about topics that I'm sure executive producers, folks at The Real didn't want to hear. It's like, nobody wants to hear the conversation shift to this all the time. She also had an issue at The Real where, like, one of the, I think, show writers or producers said, like, that she could speak about Ahmaud Arbery, but she didn't know how to say his name. She was like, can you say his name again? Because I don't know. I just can't pronounce it. And Amanda took offense to that. She's like, well, I don't know how to pronounce your fucking name that has 15 consonants all next to one another. So his name is not hard kind of vibes, but it's, again, what you said, that doesn't get you ahead. And what I wish is that she would really stand 10 toes down in that and say, because my messaging is the content is what it is, y'all are blackballing me. It does not help if, one, the content can't be heard because of the delivery, and then on top of that, some people are reporting that the behavior is also lacking. None of that's going to help. So because it all together, equals she's ousted. And that's got to be painful and hurtful for her. It's fucked up. I don't know what the solution is. The only thing she can control is her. And I also respect the fact that I don't think that she would change up, even if they said, okay, if you stop talking about this, and this, you can come play in our sandbox. I don't think she's switching up, and you cannot.
No, so she can't play. You're not
Not
invited.
respect that.
You ain't
Right.
coming. You ain't invited.
But for it to be our spaces and not the Oscars, the Golden Globe, shit, like she's not even talking about that. I think that's
No,
why
the
it's
game
so
is the
painful.
game.
Yeah.
The game is the game. And,
Speaking of the game, we can't go without talking about this because this is the one-sided beef nobody wants. Erykah Badu versus Beyonce. What is going on? I have a theory about this, and I hope I'm right. I'm deciding to put rose-colored glasses on. Instead of saying, Erykah, take a window seat. What the fuck are you doing? I've decided
take
that
a
she's
window
on the
seat.
album. I've decided she's on Cowboy Carter. And this is just all Erykah playing with us. And then when it drops on the 29th, Erica's going to be on it. We're going to be like, ah, ha, ha, great promo, girl. He.
Wait, nobody might not know what you're talking about.
Well, Erykah posted
Erykah Badu.
Beyonce's Erykah Badu. There's no other Erykah. Miss Badu posted Beyonce on her stories. This is not the first time she done it now. Posted Beyonce and Beyonce's braided hair with the braided bangs and the beads on the end, which I consider a signature Rick James look. Apparently Erykah feels like it's her look, with the caption under it, Now Erykah's also posted Beyonce's formation hat and Erykah's big ass hat with the Now she's been fucking with the Beehive for a little bit. For real, she been fucking with the Beehive. Now Erykah, now the Beehive's all in her. I went to her page just to take a gander, and they all in her comments with the bees. Bzz, 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 stop fucking with Beyonce, bitch. Bzz, bzz. Like, it's ridiculous. She then goes to Twitter and is like, Jay, basically saying some shit. I forget what she said. It was goofy, but she was like, Jay, come get these people. You really gonna let these people do this to me? With what I think is a very it was in poor taste, the clip that she used of the man crying, because that clip is actually the man crying because the original clip is a woman gave away his baby and told him that it died to spite him, to hurt his feelings after he had just lost a child in real life.
What show? Like, what clip is
It's not
that
a show.
from?
I don't even know. It was like some clip. And I was like, why would you use that? Yeah,
She
I
probably
saw
did
the
not
original.
know the context
I
of
hope
that.
she didn't. But that clip is going around, so maybe she did. I don't know. But I don't know what Erykah's doing, and it's upsetting me. It really is, because Beyonce saluted her in that goddamn remix to Break My Soul and said Badu, 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 Badu on stage. And
Shut
why
up.
is she doing that? Why is she doing that?
Because Erykah probably projecting her shit onto Beyonce too.
No, you think it's
She
real? You
is.
think she real?
I don't know. I don't know if she's trolling us. I've been looking at Erykah some kind of way ever since she did that Meta glass campaign. Meta
The
had
what?
those virtual glasses.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just kind of like, girl, what you doing? And I feel,
Why did you look at her different then?
I don't know. It just feels out of, like, why would she do that? Why would you do that?
For money. What are you talking about?
Exactly. So it feels like, I don't know. I'm just curious of her influences these days, and if she wants, if she's thinking that she is bigger than she is in a way too, and like is deserving of a certain type of homage and respect, which is like delusional as well. I don't know. She might have some deep-seated opinions about Beyonce as an artist that seep out every now and then. And to me, that feels
As
like
an
it just
artist?
comes as an artist. Yeah, she might be like this. Erykah from she from Texas too, ain't she?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, she's on the album, guys. Everything's fine.
I don't know. We don't know, but that's crazy if she is. And I'm like, y'all
I
Y'all
don't
weird.
feel like that's a part of Beyonce's rollout plan. If she is, then
Beyonce definitely gonna have a bunch
this
of
was
white
a
girls
pivot
on
on
it.
Erykah's part. She might get kicked off the album for this. Like who knows? But I will say that Beyonce's longtime publicist then posted a video of all the ways in which Beyonce wore braids and just with like we been here, honey, or something like that. Something that was like addressing it but not addressing it. I said, oh, y'all are stressing me the fuck out over here because we don't need our queens doing something. Yeah, she said to Jay-Z, say something, Jay. You gonna let this woman and these bees do this to me? If it's one thing you can't say that Erica's not funny.
She
At
is
the end of the
hilarious.
day, she's fucking funny. She can't come for Beyonce. That's too much. But this is really upsetting me.
Is she
And
serious? That's what I just don't. It's like, because
I
if
don't
you really
know.
think that's true, girl, what? You have a inflated ego that you need to check out. That is in complete conflict with this egoless thing that you do. You know what I mean?
Like not us policing black. I guess she's not policing black women in braids. I guess what
But
she's
not you
saying is
want
you're
in a
stealing
certain
my art.
homage. Yeah, like what you talking about? You
Interesting that
like
you said
you
homage.
if you had homage or homage, which is it?
No, it's not homage. But I'm
Homage.
not trying to come for you because they gonna come for me. They gonna be putting
Is
the
it homage
Shanti.
or homage?
I've never heard homage, but it could be right. I don't know.
Homage?
No,
No.
it's not that one.
Is it French?
Homage. She wants a certain homage. How you say it? Listen to it
Oh,
in your
the
headphones.
homage definition.
You should be able to play the sound. How they say it, girl?
That ain't right.
It's
Oh yeah,
homage.
expression of high regard, respect, bowed in homage to the king. Homage? You got me fucked up. Is it homage? What did I say first?
You should. You said homage.
Okay.
You
How
should be
say
able to
that?
play the sound, Shanti.
Oh. Homage.
Yeah.
Homage.
Yeah,
What was I saying?
homage. But that's okay.
Was I saying homage?
Yeah. And you kept saying it. I was like, damn, she said it again. And then you had
Homage.
me, because I can't spell, so I was like, is that right? Has I been
I
saying
just
it
know how
wrong?
to
But I
read
ain't
it. I
never
just be
heard that.
reading that word. I ain't never said it out loud before.
Well, you
Homage.
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 Then you said,
I love
what did you,
myself.
what did you say? The second one that we knew was wrong is the French version. Did you say?
Homage.
No,
Homage.
homage.
God
That
is
sounds like
good.
somebody's name.
God is good
Homage
all
went
the
to the
time.
store and got some. I don't know.
If they ever try to give me any type of like other
You gonna be on
position, they gonna be
NPR?
like,
What you
girl,
mean?
you.
You
What'd
gonna be
you
on
say?
NPR, girl? Don't play with
They be like, yo, this nigga said homage, homage. This nigga said
homage is
homage,
right. Okay.
homage.
Homage is not right though. You keep saying that. That's the one that's wrong.
I say what I want to say. You know what I mean? It's my legacy. When I get older, I'm gonna be the woman that say all the wrong words, like Katia, Beyonce, fabulous.
Anyway. All right. Well, this was a meaty episode. I had something about Beyonce down here, but we're an hour and 40 minutes in. I feel like they got their money's worth
What?
this episode.
Your girl, what's the girl, the Gemini that be going in all the time? That's like Kanye West. What's her name?
Who?
Azalea Banks. Ooh, she has some. We'll save that for. Azalea has some things to say
That's-
about Beyonce. Oh,
But people are also mad at her for her album cover, and I'm like, damn, y'all.
because
the
why
album-
would she have that flag going? I don't get it. I don't get it either.
What you mean? It's a
Why does she need-
reclamation.
Why did she need to have it?
She's reclaiming the whole history. She's saying this is our shit. We actually make up America. We actually
She should
create
have it
country
burning.
music.
It should have just been burning the flag.
See, and then she
I don't
not gonna
care.
get invited like seals.
know,
Beyonce is the queen
I know.
of walking
I ain't
that.
getting invited.
me neither from association. Matter of fact, Amanda Seals just started following us. She about to hit unfollow and then go on live and be like, these two dumbass big-headed girls with these
Biracial bitches.
damn. They not even black. They not even damn. It's about to get tricky for us. But anyway, yeah. But someone
What?
did say, I think damn near everyone is being disingenuous about this Beyonce album cover. This is Kia Speaks on Twitter. Yes, it is a very direct replica of black rodeo culture. Yes, it's a reclamation. And yes, it's a symbol of imperialism and violence. All things are true. Hold it all as true together at once.
Not at once. Why we
like-
gotta do it so fast? God damn it. She said at once, immediately.
No, she's saying hold them together
Oh.
at once. Okay, it's time to go. You stupid bitch. Ah! What? Why did you think it's time to go?
I
Shut.
thought she was like at once, like she's telling us, hold it all
No.
together.
Why would you read it like that? That's the problem. It's people like us, dumbasses, who interpreted things like that. They'll look at the album art and not get it, and then be putting our think pieces on Twitter. Goofy. Listen, Beyonce said, I went to the country, the CMAs on
Wait,
2016.
that you
And
gonna
y'all
read this whole
motherfuckers
thing?
tried to boo me off. I ain't reading it. Y'all tried to boo me off. Y'all didn't air my shit on TV. You took it down off the goddamn YouTube and off the CMA Awards website. And now look.
And
My
she
shit
said,
is
and
about
I
to
took
tap
that
the
personally. Like a young Michael Jordan in his prime.
No,
And
but
now,
that ass,
16
we
years later.
laugh. We laugh, but we're talking about Amanda Seales not getting invited to spaces, and the resume of hers that I read off. Beyonce's motherfucking resume, and you tell me that she goes to the CMAs and performs, and you take her fucking thing off, and it was the most watched 15 minutes ever for the CMAs, and you still take it off? You take her performance off based off of the outcry of those fucking racist ass country music listeners? And the music's not even theirs to begin with? You didn't even originate this shit?
She coming back.
Fuck
she said,
you. So yeah,
Oh.
this is my fucking flag. This is my fucking album. And guess what? It's not even country, because that's not what the shit is even called. This is a fucking Beyonce album. I do what I want. I love it. Y'all don't want to get it because you just want to be mad at Beyonce because she's a capitalist. And I understand that too. I get it. But fuck y'all and leave Beyonce alone.
You was under Erykah Badu's picture
I was
commenting.
tempted to put bees under there.
You're sick.
I was. I dead ass was tempted though. I can't
You're
even lie.
sick.
I was tempted. I was like, you know what? I'm finna put some bees under here. And then I realized, like, that's a bad idea. I gotta realize that we trying to get ahead of life.
Politics as
If you like
usual.
It's like, I fuck with Amanda Seales. She killed that shit in that theater. I just wish people could hear her message. People really don't fuck with her. I couldn't believe what I was reading. It's like, damn. Tricky. All right, y'all. All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Not us.
At once. Gotta go. At once.
Immediately. At once. Hold it all together. At once. Not me
Bye.
knowing what duality means and was being confused by it was ellipses. Ellipses? Mm-mm-mm. I ain't had
Come on,
enough
hang up.
protein and collagen in my diet. That's why I can't put the I haven't had enough protein because I'm a vegan. So my brain's not synapsing the way that it should. You know what I mean? Bye now.
All this
Take
noise
care
in the
of yourself.
background, and we're using computer audio for you.
Just now. Just hit it. Just now. Peace to the gods.
Older than new.
Oh, I was about to
I got
read
some
this to you.
inside scoop on Seals.
You
That's what I
better
was
turn
like.
that recording off.
Okay. Let me get my-
Just talk about